there's these red flags. There's so many red flags. Of course you're going to miss them. This is the biggest red flag that we all missed. We all missed this one. But now, knowing it, you'll be able to save your life. Watch this video. Hello and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So in this video we are talking about that red flag, that key red flag that we missed right at the beginning, and it was there. My friends, it was there. They told you, they showed you. And the reason why I want to make this video is not because, okay, right, so you've been in this relationship, you've got, like, you're on the other side now. But this is the one that you really need to look out for going forward. Okay, my friends, going forward, this is something that is going to really navigate you through this, because I know a lot of us are worried that we are going to get into another narcissistic relationship. Like, how am I going to know if I'm in another narcissistic relationship? Like, so this one that we're going to be talking about in the video today, this is the one that is going to help you moving forward. But before we get into what that red flag is, I just want to mention that I do go live on this channel once a week. And if you're interested in joining, it's absolutely free and it's a vibe that we have on the live. Please do check the description box, but also do check on the community tab, because I do put a lot of information on there, like with the topics and what we're going to be talking about and when it is. So please check that out. Please join the live. It would be so great to have you on there, and check the description box as well. Okay, that main red flag that we missed, that empathy one, is the empathy. Yes, my friends, is the empathy. Now, a lot of you will say, well, Anushka, actually, maybe I didn't, because this person showed me empathy. They showed you cognitive empathy, and cognitive empathy versus empathy that you can talk about is different. Feeling it and talking about it, two different things. Okay, cognitive empathy is when you can sympathize with that person and say, oh yeah, like I know how that feels, that person has done this to me, like I completely understand, versus someone who can really feel that. They can feel the empathy, they can feel what's going on for you. And these are two distinct things. Narcissists are really good at cognitive empathy. They realize that they have to show, or they have to pretend to show some sort of emotion or talk about emotion, but they can't actually display it. They can't feel it. So they're very devoid of exactly that. And so you're going to say, Anushka, but how can you tell the difference? The difference is, someone who talks about it, they will not be able to talk about it without bringing the attention back onto them. Does that make sense? So they will talk about it and say that, oh yeah, this happened to me. Oh, it made me feel like that. And I can completely understand that this is what has happened. Oh, that's really sad. Versus someone who is talking about it from their heart. And you can feel it. You can feel it in their words when they're saying it. Because they'll be like, yeah, this must have been really awful for you. Like, I can completely, you know, understand this. This was so bad. They're not going to bring that narrative and that attention back onto themselves. No. They're not also going to exploit you either. They're not going to come across as someone who is very arrogant and want to basically get the attention onto them, playing the victim, like, oh, poor me, this happened to me too, like it's not so bad for you, or just get over it. No, they will want the attention onto them. They will want them to feel the most important in this conversation. And I understand how we could have missed it, because you know, when we're in the midst of like dating, or when we're getting to know that person, we don't look out for these things because it's not something that's on our radar. It's not something that we have ever really experienced until we experience it. So we wouldn't have been looking out for cognitive empathy. This is hard to spot. So I'm not saying that, oh, you should have known, or it's your fault. It's not. But there's certain tweaks in the narrative when somebody is speaking, when someone is talking about it, you will be able to hear it because of the words that they use. And this is what I'm saying, this is what you've got to look out for, is the words and the actions as well. So the two married up together, you're going to be able to feel it. You're going to sense that something's not right. But this is what I'm saying. You have to be able to spot these things. And it's about the things that they say. They're going to be very arrogant. They're going to be very blatant about it. Or on the opposite, they might be very quiet about it. But again, all the narrative, all of the conversation will be steered back to them. It's about how this experience has affected them. So basically it's lost in translation. Anything that you had been talking about, you're not going to feel like you are able to get your point of view across. You're not going, like the conversation is going to go basically attention onto them. This is what narcissists do. They prioritize their own needs before yours. They don't know how to reciprocate. And that's the funny thing about empathy. It's about being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Narcissists can't do that. They're not able to do this. So that's why they're going to steer all the conversation back onto them, talking about how this experience has affected them. They're not really listening to what is going on for you. They're not validating it for you. Not that you're looking for validation. They are looking for validation all the time. So this is something that you you really need to pay attention to, how this person is communicating with you, how this person is talking about themselves to you. How are they describing themselves? Are they criticizing? Are they critical of others? Do they put other people down because they want to feel the center of attention? They want to feel good. So by putting someone else down, they will feel good. They'll be talking about themselves and how wonderful they are, about their fantasies of power, how they've made so much money, how amazing their life is. This is over embellishing. They're not really looking to what is going on with you, what's happening for you. That is not on their radar. They're not interested in that. The other thing that I think is really important to mention here is someone who makes really sarcastic jokes. This is also part of empathy. Making jokes, so making fun of someone, making fun of you. Jokes are funny when two people are laughing. And when they're sarcastic, there is some truth behind it. So pay attention to actually what they are saying. Does any of it ring true? Does any of it trigger you? This is what you need to be looking at. This is someone who doesn't have empathy. They don't care how this makes you feel. They're kind of saying it because they're thinking it, but they want you to know. They want you to know what they think of you, even though they say it as a joke. But actually, it cuts deep, it hurts. Also, we've got to look at someone who is rather impatient. Narcissists are very impulsive, so they move through moment to moment to moment. They're not able to self-soothe their emotions. So this is why they come across as impulsive. It's whatever they think of in that moment, that is what they want to achieve. That is what they want to have. That's what they want to get. So this is something that you really need to pay attention. Someone who isn't able to follow through in a conversation. So what I mean is that there is no flow in this conversation. It doesn't flow from one subject to the next to the next. It's very bitty, So added to the fact that they're not showing you any empathy and they're quite impulsive, this is a big warning sign. This is something as well that can predispose, someone who is quite narcissistic, someone who doesn't take into consideration your needs. And of course, the entitlement. Of course, they all feel entitled to certain things, to your time, to your money, to your energy. Don't be so giving. Don't be so willing to give. Save it for you, okay? Because if you're having to give it by being asked or by having to show it, you have to prove it, that means that person's taking something from you that you are not willing to give. And this is an important factor, because if you're having to give it and you're not willing to, then that means they're stealing it from you. Your time, your energy, your money is a commodity. And if you're having to give it and not feel comfortable about it, they are stealing. They are taking something that you are not willing to give. So this is another thing that you need to be aware of. This is all fits into the part of empathy, of being able to treat another person the way that you want to be treated. So I really hope that this video gives you some food for thought, something that maybe you may have not considered, and how empathy can show up in different aspects or different concepts that maybe we didn't notice right at the beginning. But once we know these things, we are then able to move forward in our lives and know that actually, you know what, I know this, I'm going to be able to protect myself, I'm going to be able to put boundaries in place. So if you are someone that is going through this, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. And if you're interested, please see the description box below. I've also got a journal club and a mentorship, which I post every single Monday. And if you're interested in joining or want to know more information, please see the description box below. I've also got a Discord server, which is absolutely free for you to join. And if you want to join a community of like-minded individuals and you're interested, and it's absolutely free, guys, please see the description box below for more details. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.